Chapter 17, Value Time. Please don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
The household was more frantic than usual this Sunday morning. Harold, Gloria, and Brandon had just sat down for breakfast when Brandon shared some shocking information about his friend Junior and Anna. His parents were taken aback by the accusation, losing track of time in their astonishment. Realizing they were running late, Gloria quickly cleared the table and urged everyone to get ready for church. Brandon was the first to get dressed and left immediately to pick up his nephew, Thado. Harold got ready next, while Gloria took her time, continuing with her usual ritual. She posed in front of the mirror with a green and pink outfit with a matching hat. As she fixed her hat, she thanked God for each member of her family. Gloria finally ascended down the stairs, and both she and Harold got into the car. The couple arrived at church a few minutes late and waited in the foyer. Soon after, Brandon and Thado arrived as well. The ushers allowed them to enter at the appropriate time in the service. There were many smiles as they walked down the aisle. The congregation welcomed Brandon back and greeted Thado, whom they hadn't seen for a few weeks. As the choir sang, the Butler family joined in, following the words on the screen. Their voices blended harmoniously, except for Gloria, who was a bit off-key but continued to sing joyfully. Next, church announcements were given about upcoming choir rehearsals, community events, and the need for professionals to support Career Day at the local high school. The young preacher stood behind the pulpit, praising those who had helped with a recent church event. He encouraged the congregation to become active participants in the church's upcoming activities. His sermon began with a scripture from 1 Corinthians 13:11, discussing the importance of putting away childish behavior, valuing time, and listening to the wise elders. After the service, the pastor greeted parishioners at the back of the church as they left. The pastor was delighted to see Brandon and Thado, greeting them with a big hug. Gloria spoke with the church representative in charge of Career Day at the high school. Harold talked with some of men in the men's ministry, while Brandon and Thado were surrounded by some of the female churchgoers. Some Brandon had known before when he attended church in high school, and some he did not. After church, everyone decided to go to Pop and Gigi's house. Thado's parents were at work, so their house would be empty. Thado quickly jumped into his Uncle Brandon's car, while his grandparents walked slowly to their own car. As they settled in the car, Uncle Brandon asked Thado how he enjoyed the service. He indicated it was okay, although he vaguely understood most of the message, but he really enjoyed the singing. Thado, curious, asked his uncle how he knew so many women at church and if he liked any of them. Brandon insisted that he was just a friendly guy and that those women were not his type. Thado pressed on, asking why they weren't his type and if he thought they were pretty. Uncle Brandon admitted that while they were very pretty, he found them too serious and boring. Thado continued to probe, asking which ones were boring and whether he had gone out with any of them. Brandon confessed that he hadn't, but he felt there was a certain type of young ladies at church. Thado then pointed out that Uncle Brandon was basing his opinion on a narrative without actually experiencing it. Brandon paused for a moment, then agreed. Pop and Gigi were the first to arrive at the house since Uncle Brandon had taken the scenic route. Gigi went upstairs to change out of her church clothes, putting on a t-shirt, comfortable slacks, and tennis shoes. Meanwhile, Pop remained in his suit, seated in the family room, and turned on the television. Brandon and Thado soon joined Pop in the family room, all still dressed in their nice suits, relaxing. Pop lowered the volume on the television and asked Thado if he enjoyed the service. Thado's voice cracked as he responded by asking Pop what the pastor's message meant. Pop was pleased with the question and explained that the pastor emphasized the importance of listening to elders, as their experiences can guide one in a better direction than friends might, due to their lack of experience. He also mentioned the value of time, highlighting that it's easy to think there's plenty of time to accomplish things. But if one doesn't stay focused and have a plan for the future, opportunities can slip away. Brandon looked at his dad and asked, "He said all that?" Pop Pop nodded and said yes. Pop Pop got up and headed upstairs to change his clothes just as Gigi was making her way downstairs. She went into the kitchen and began preparing tuna fish sandwiches for lunch. Meanwhile, Thado asked his uncle if he wanted to play basketball. His uncle agreed and went upstairs to change, also finding some clothes for Thado to change out of his church attire. When the two returned, Gigi informed her son that she had volunteered him to participate in career day at the high school. He was about to complain, but decided to agree instead. Surprised by her son's positive response, Gigi smiled and continued making lunch. After eating, the pair went out to the driveway to shoot around. Brandon was very impressed with Thado's dribbling and his three-point shooting. It was obvious he had been practicing. The two played one-on-one for a while, and then it was time for Brandon to take Thado home. Zuri met her son and brother at the door. She instructed Thado to hang up his church suit in his closet. Brandon sat down in the living room, and Zuri followed him to the couch. He asked how things were going for her and if she liked working at the big box store. She replied that she was doing much better and had adjusted to the store. Zuri was re-energized about her science career while helping Thado with his English research paper on global warming. She had applied for a position as an environmental scientist at a startup firm, followed up with a call, and secured an interview later in the week. Brandon had always admired his older sister's intellect and strength. When she seemed lost, he didn't know how to react or what to say. But now, in this moment, Zuri was showing how to get back up when balance is lost or you've fallen. Brandon was elated to hear how his sister was getting back to her normal self. Thado returned from his room, got a drink from the kitchen, and joined his family in the living room. Zuri asked how church was. Her son said he really enjoyed the singing and added that Gigi was loud and offbeat, which got a chuckle out of his mom and uncle. They continued to talk about the church service, and Brandon received a text from the young lady in charge of Career Day. He tells his sister how their mom had volunteered him for Career Day. Zuri said it was a great idea and emphasized the importance of Career Day and showing the younger generations what they can be when they are older. To everyone's surprise, Thado admitted that he hadn't gone to basketball practice a few days ago, as he had indicated. Instead, he had attended a gathering with friends, a party, from which Uncle Brandon had to pick him up. Brandon was shocked by the admission and looked at his sister's face. She seemed a little upset, but also pleased that her son had called to remove himself from the party when he felt uncomfortable. Sensing that Zuri wanted to discuss the matter privately with her son, Brandon excused himself, gave his sister and nephew a hug. Zuri thanked her brother for being there for Thado. Afterwards, Brandon left. Thado's mother expressed that she did not appreciate the lying, but gave her son credit for maturely handling a very uncomfortable situation. As punishment, she took his electronic devices for a week. In agreement with the disciplinary action, Thado apologized, hugged his mother, and went to his room. While lying in bed, Thado thought of some more bars for his rap. In the face of pressure, don't be wrong, stand strong. Wisdom is like gold, lessons can be learned from the old. It needed some work, but it was the essence of what he wanted to say. Even though the verses still needed refining, Thado was happy with his developed hook. Dribbling and three-pointers can happen if you're small. Remember, not all tall people can play basketball. Thado would occasionally surface from his room to grab a snack from the kitchen. After his third visit, his mother said dinner would be served as soon as his dad got home in about 30 minutes. Thado insisted that his appetite would still be there because he was famished. It was true. When his dad arrived and they ate dinner, Thado went back for seconds. Zuri had already discussed the punishment she had implemented with Thado over the phone before her husband got home, and Tommy agreed and didn't bother rehashing the incident. Tommy asked what Thado was doing in his room. He informed his dad he was working on bars for his rap. A thought popped in his head that he needed some cool music to accompany his rap. Zuri suggested Pop Pop could help him since he was musically inclined. Thado thought that might work and figured he would ask his grandpa tomorrow.
Why do you think Sato confessed to his mother about the party? As always, I would love to hear your comments below. Please don't forget to like and share the video. Be sure to hit the notification button to be notified of the next video. Thank you.